We leave the United States today and cross the Gulf Stream on our way to West End, Bahamas.
One look in your eyes and I find it. When you leave in my mind I rewind it. When you got it this good, you don't fight it.
We are currently halfway through the Gulf Stream. Just left West Palm a few hours ago and we're on our way to West End to start our Bahamas adventure. We welcomed our new crew members, Jerry and Chris. You probably remember them from a couple of videos a couple of years ago. So they're going to join us for this loop around the Abacos and Spanish Wells, Nassau, Berry Islands, and back to the United States. So they're going to be with us for about 3 weeks. So we're really looking forward to spending a lot of time with them. Especially when I need help clearing out the algae that is in my engine lines today. Unfortunately, well, I don't know, it happens every year. I don't know what we can really do about it, but I always get algae in the lines. It clogs up the racors. It's not the end of the world. It's just a real pain in the neck. We throw algaecide in the tanks several times during the course of the winter when we're not using the boat, but never really seems to help. It seems like the very first time I ever get out into the ocean, it stirs up some things and I have to unclog a line. Same thing happened, it happened to us 2 days ago when we were coming down the coast from Fort Pierce. And it happened today, the one engine got some algae stuck into the racors, and so we got that cleared. Everything's running beautifully now. And if you've been following our Facebook page, I had put a post up about issues we were having with not being able to get our engine above 1,000 RPM. Our starboard engine, but however, now we can. And the reason we can, and if you've watched a different Facebook post I did, we had the bottom cleaned. And the bottom of our boat was terrible, and we just didn't know it. I had just had the diver clean the boat 3.5 weeks ago, or 3.5 weeks before we had the problem. And I pay a diver to come every month and clean the bottom, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is what takes place in 3 weeks here. I'm not sure. I just know there were huge barnacles. There was oysters in our bow thruster. So anyway, once we got, I paid some divers over at West Palm to come out and do some cleaning. And once they did that, now we're back on the water. There's no vibrations. I have no problems getting the speed up to where I want. And the boat's just running perfectly. So apparently that whole time where I was thinking we had an air issue or some kind of a problem with the starboard engine, apparently it turned out it was
the coral reef on our boat.
Yeah, it was just terribly dirty. And you'll see some photos. I'm probably popping them up right now as we're talking because the divers who went under filmed it. So I'm not sure why it was so dirty. I'm gonna try and figure out why or get to the bottom of that. In fact, the amount of growth inside the tunnel for our bow thruster was so bad that the fins or the props were stuck to the sidewalls, and now it's not working. I tried to use it. It's not spinning the fans, although the divers told me they could spin the fans manually, so I think somehow
after cleaning it.
Yeah, after cleaning it. So I don't know. So maybe the shaft broke loose from the blades of the propeller. I really don't know what's going on. I just know it looks like I'm not going to have a bow thruster for this trip. Not the end of the world. I rarely use it, but it's nice to have when I need it. So I'm just going to have to live without it. And then we'll get it checked out as soon as I get back to the States, or maybe get put on the hard and try and figure out what's going on. So anyway, catch you in West End.
It's like a sunrise warming us up. Been spending all your time lifting me up. All of the things I've been worrying seem to be disappearing now. Reminding me what days should be made of.
first year here.
We have a little bit of a leak in our impeller pump for the starboard engine. It's not terrible, but it's leaking, dripping out, and so we are making a new gasket for it out of some gasket material we have. And hopefully that should stop the leak.
Hopefully.
But,
Jerry's artwork.
Yeah, see, we'll create a new red rubber gasket. And this normally 99% of the time should do the trick. Since we're missing a bolt, we figured a little fatter piece of rubber, a little more pliable than the piece of cardboard that came with the impeller may do the trick.
Hopefully.
yeah,
Pull it tight and a little bit of Permatex in here, leave it sit, and call it a day.
Call it a day. Roger out.
Gray sunlight and crystal rain. One heart still
Let's get
the
it drank.
same. Cold cityscape, steel street signs. We wait
Cheers.
to pass through time. It's all
Well, West End is beautiful. I'm glad you guys come to join us. It's a lot of fun here.